Good morning, students. So in the previous slide we have discussed important definition IP. IP means indicated power. Now we are discussing brake power and associated mechanical efficiency here. Okay. What is IP? As you know that it is the power developed inside the cylinder here. Okay, it means how much amount of heat energy is converted into a power. So whatever that power is developed inside the cylinder is being transmitted to the crankshaft through number of mechanical moving components here. It means the rectilinear motion of piston is converted into rotary motion of crankshaft here. So in doing so here, wherever the mechanical moving components are involved in transmission of power from cylinder to crankshaft, there is a loss of power in overcoming a friction. That's why the amount of power developed inside the cylinder is being lost some portion in overcoming the friction. That power is called as friction power here. Therefore, the brake power is nothing but indicated power minus friction power. So, the brake power is abbreviated as BP. Therefore, you can have two definitions. One is brake power means it is the net power available at the end of crankshaft. That is brake power. Another definition is that brake power, it is the difference between indicated power that is produced inside the cylinder and power that is lost in overcoming the friction. Therefore, BP equal to IP minus FP. So, in experimental setup, we can calculate how much amount of brake power is developed by means of brake drum dynamometer. You can see in the next slide. Okay. Brake drum dynamometer, it is an experimental setup which is used to calculate the BP here. Okay, in the dynamometer you can see that there is a central portion, a crankshaft is there, and this over this crankshaft you can see that a brake drum is being mounted. So in the figure you can see that two views. One is front view, another one is a sectional side view here. So around this brake drum, a rope is being wound in one or two rounds. One end of the rope is connected to suspended spring balance. You can see that S is the spring balance reading here. Other end of the rope is connected to the dead weight, that is W1 here. So while shaft is rotating here, so the brake drum mounted on it is subjected to a frictional torque here. It is subjected to what here? Frictional torque. So this is a torque which is absorbed as a result of friction here. Therefore, so from this experimental data here, we are getting three important readings. One is S, that is a spring balance reading in kg. Another one is W1, it is a dead weight on the pan here. That is a W1 here. That is also in kg. So W1 minus S is the net load acting on the brake drum in kg. You can see in the formula W equal to W1 minus S. This is the net load acting on the brake drum. In the problem, you may have the information net load acting on the brake drum, that is a W. Or you may have the information the load acting on the pan, dead weight acting on the pan, that is a W1, and spring balance reading S, that is also in kg here. Where D is the diameter of the brake drum, where D is the diameter of the brake drum, R is the radius of the brake drum here. R is the radius of the brake drum here. So sometimes R is given as effective radius of the brake drum, considering the diameter of a rope or without considering diameter of the rope here. Okay. Along with that, N is the speed of the crankshaft. It is in RPM here. So N is speed of the crankshaft in RPM. It is taken with the speedometers, using speedometers here. So therefore here, so from these informations, we are calculating the braking torque T applied on the brake drum as a result of a wire rope wound around the brake drum here. So this braking torque is nothing but the amount of torque absorbed. So T is equal to 9.81 into W into R divided by 1000 here. Here W is substituted as kg, that is a net load acting on the brake drum. R is the radius of the brake drum, that is the effective radius of the brake drum in meter. Here in this formula, upon substituting W in kg, 9.81 makes it Newton. 9.81 makes it what here? Newton. And divided by 1000 makes the torque in kilonewton meter. The divided by 1000 makes the torque in kilonewton meter here. So therefore, the torque is calculated in kilonewton meters. Torque is calculated in kilonewton meters here. So next slide, the brake power formula BP is equal to, it is 2 pi nt divided by 60. In the slide you can see that the 60 is shifted to next line. So it is actually 2 pi nt divided by 60 kilowatt here. So you can see that the torque is always substituted in kilonewton meter. Torque is always substituted in kilonewton meter, and speed is substituted always in RPM. You must take care of all these substitutions and conversions here. So like this, the brake power is being calculated, 2 pi nt divided by 60. In the problem, you may come across that braking torque may be given directly, or it may be given with these calculations. There is a net load acting on the brake drum here. So W1 minus Ws here. So R brake radius of the brake drum here. So then we are calculating mechanical efficiency here. So you can see that the symbol used for mechanical efficiency is eta. The symbol used for mechanical efficiency is eta. M. M stands for mechanical. So likewise, you can have different efficiencies. Thermal efficiency, indicator thermal efficiency, brake thermal efficiency. You can take any efficiencies. Efficiency is always a ratio of two things. One is output divided by input here. So efficiency is always less than 100%. So you cannot have any engine or device which will convert all one form of energy completely into another form. It is not possible. That's why efficiency is always less than 100% here. So efficiency is expressed in percentage. So here we are taking efficiency is mechanical efficiency. Therefore, the mechanical efficiency, it is the ratio of BP, that is the output, divided by indicated power, that is the input. This ratio is multiplied by 100. Therefore, mechanical efficiency is the ratio of BP divided by IP into 100. So like this here, it is the efficiency. Mechanical efficiency is what here? It is the efficiency of the mechanical moving parts of the mechanism, which is used in transmitting the IP into the crankshaft here. IP into the crankshaft here. Suppose if mechanical efficiency is 70%, what is the meaning here? It means with these mechanical moving components here, it is possible to transmit 70% of the indicated power into the BP, that is the power available at the end of the crankshaft. It means 30% of the power is lost in overcoming the friction over mechanical moving components. So in transmitting the power from cylinder to the crankshaft, wherever the power is lost here, so the power is lost when the piston is reciprocating inside the cylinder here. So when crankshaft is oscillating about the crank pin here, and then power is lost in bearings of the crankshaft here. So likewise, wherever there is a relative moving parts are there, the some amount of power is lost here. Therefore, mechanical efficiency is ratio of BP divided by IP into 100 here. Means once you know that IP, you know that BP, you can calculate the mechanical efficiency here. So this completes three important terms: IP, BP and mechanical efficiency. In coming video, we can see that what is a thermal efficiency and its types. Thank you.